would our lives be like if we didn't show respect for one another and ourselves? What would the Brentwood School community be like? Thank God students like Celine Bookin bring respect, dignity, and kindness to us each and every day. I've had the honor and privilege of teaching Celine for the last 2 years in English class, and she shows the ultimate respect for every assignment, never settling for anything but her best. In addition, she treats everyone around her with courtesy, compassion, and consideration. George Bernard Shaw once said that no person who is occupied in doing a very difficult thing very well ever loses self-respect. Celine puts her all into everything she does. And because of the self-respect this engenders, she's able to respect us all around her. Ms. Savage says that Celine approaches everything with genuine interest and respect. She truly understands that when you want something, it doesn't just come to you. You have to go out and work for it. Mr. Kalin adds, Celine is never short of polite and enthusiastic. She takes constructive advice on study techniques and is willing to work diligently to improve. Mr. Yost waxes poetically. Celine maintains a high level of respect and dignity, even when her classmates get a little rowdy and obnoxious. Just a little. She has a wonderful sense of humor and lightens up the room, but she never crosses the line. Finally, Ms. Coleman concludes that Celine is the embodiment and epitome of respect and kindness for others. Celine, I want to thank you for 2 great years of learning, fun, and respect. It is my honor to present you with the 2011-2012 Respect Award. As I like to say, Yassi books. I now get to introduce Mr. Hoganson.
I'm here to introduce our Pillar Award winner for responsibility in 7th grade. I'm going to start with a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. In the long run, we shape our lives and we shape ourselves. The process never ends until we die, and the choices we make are ultimately our own responsibility. Doesn't it seem that some people just always seem to do the right thing? As a student your age, I was always jealous of these folks. But the older I got, the more I learned that while doing the right thing might come more natural to some, every action we engage in involves choices, and anyone can choose to make a responsible one. Just involves a little foresight and a lot of reflection. Some seem to learn this ability sooner than others, including our own Brandon Lopez. Brandon, your peers and teachers consider you a pillar in our community for the core value of responsibility. I've watched you firsthand demonstrate responsibility as a science teacher and a student. Brandon was a science cadet during my first semester's exploratory, and I'll always remember him teaching our kindergartners at the lower division how to stick a skewer through a balloon without popping it. He represented Brentwood School, the middle division, by demonstrating his enthusiasm for learning to young students. In the eyes of Brentwood kindergartners, you middle school students are simply amazing, and you have Brandon to thank for that. Ms. Savage captures it perfectly when she says that Brandon soaks up every minute of his experience at Brentwood. Time and time again, teachers commented that when presented a choice, Brandon doesn't simply choose the easy path. He chooses the path that leads to the most growth and value. Brandon certainly achieves one of the most difficult tasks a student is faced with. He takes responsibility for his own learning. Brandon, you choose to do the right thing even if it is unpopular. Just yesterday, I witnessed you, along with just a handful of other students, clean up the pool patio after the probability carnival. No one had to ask you. No one was watching. There would be no glory or reward, but you carried on anyway. I'll leave you with a fitting quote from Mr. McGeer. He says this about Brandon. Brandon excels each and every time he takes on a task. But more, it's the modesty and unassuming way he achieves his excellence that speaks to his grace under pressure. always kind, always upbeat, always prepared and ready to roll. Brandon takes on the world with a dedication and tenacity that one can only admire. Come on, bud. Next, I'd like to invite Miss Ryan.
Morning. Responsibility is a value that is often overlooked in today's society. Webster's Dictionary defines responsibility as having moral, legal, or mental accountability. This Pillar Award goes to Danny Shapiro. Who consistently lives up to expectations regardless of who is watching. She accepts moral responsibility because it is the right thing to do. Mr. Ingram writes, "In my Latin class, filled with very high achievers, Danny has distinguished herself as my best and most organized student. Nothing escapes her notice and attention. Homework, quizzes, tests, projects, and focus in class are all handled in a meticulous fashion, with predictably superior results." Mr. Mullins writes, "Danny has been incredibly responsible all year long, never missing an assignment, being of service and assistance to anyone who needs help, and showing up every single day ready and willing to make our learning environment more dynamic. She inspires me every single day." Mr. Balaban writes, "Careful to consider all factors, Danny is always considerate of delicate social situations. Perhaps her most noble trait, win or lose, is that she is always first to congratulate an opposing team in a debate competition." Mr. Kalin writes, "You know you can count on Danny because she is so diligent. Out of 83 homework assignments this year, she has turned in every single one of them on time." Danny is the kind of person that would do what is right even when no one is looking. She is a beacon of responsibility amongst the Brentwood School community. It is my great honor to present Danny Shapiro the Pillar Award for Responsibility.